because I have to get all of those set up. Kick should be good in just a moment. Twitch is good, so if you're in a Twitch, you can chat with us. Facebook's not going to work. Sorry. Anyway, Cabin Full of Bears is here with me tonight. What would you guys call your home base? Because I kind of want to say Brookville, but I have a feeling that that's probably not quite right.
No, I'd say that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. As much as we don't want to say, might not want to say Brookville. I mean, we want to call Pittsburgh home, but I mean, the ones of us who lived in Pittsburgh don't live there anymore. And, really for such a small town as Brookville, there's a pretty poppin' music scene going on up around here. A lot of great bands.
Yeah.
So you guys have been together on and off for about 12 years? Is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Since about 2011 is when you guys started it.
Yeah.
And you guys played mostly down around Pittsburgh and stuff.
Yep.
And then we took quite a hiatus.
10-year hibernation.
Yeah.
Did some other musical projects in between.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a little bit about, well, first of all, introduce each of yourselves. That made no sense, but introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band.
I'm Joel. I play guitar and sing.
I'm Huff. I play drums and sing.
I'm Justin. I play bass. I do not sing. Absolutely not.
And we're missing a couple. We're missing Sam. He's either guitarist and singer. And Luke, which is Sam's son. He's our youngest in the band temporarily till he gets off to college. And he's 18.
Yeah.
And he plays guitar.
Young buck.
Yeah.
My screens are just altered themselves. It was weird. I have 3 monitors and 2 of them resized themselves. I think you guys may have a poltergeist following you or something.
Yes, something's going on.
Yeah.
For those of you that were waiting the 20 minutes for us to come on, first his speakers weren't working, and then once we figured out why they weren't working, my software started crashing. So it's been an interesting 25 minutes so far. Okay, so where did the name come from? Obviously, it has nothing to do with beer. Or maybe it does. I don't know.
When we started out, we were under the name The Crooked. That came even before 2011 when we still lived in Pittsburgh. Some of us still lived in Pittsburgh and were jamming. And decided that just wasn't, we wanted to switch the name. And where we played was in a cabin. A very nice cabin owned by Sam, who's not here, his father's cabin. And we practiced every weekend. And when we were coming up with a name, there was, well, we like bears. I'll throw that out there. I like bears at least. But there was a big bearskin rug in there. And I was always trying to incorporate that. I was trying to wear it and play bass, But just one day we were kicking around different names.
Wait. You were trying to wear a bear carpet? Is that what you said?
Yes, it was like a big bear skin. I was trying to, wear the whole thing.
Beers may have been involved.
Beers were definitely involved. Cabin Full of Beers probably would have
made more sense.
Yeah. And we kicked it around. There was just different names: Cabin and Bear, Cabin and the Bear, and then I think I said Cabin Full of Bears, and it had a ring to it, and we stuck with that. And when we got back together this time, there was a very short contemplation about possibly going with a different name this time around, and decided no, we're gonna stick with that name.
It's too good. It's just too good.
It's too good, yeah.
So the Flashlight and Slip Away are on a new album. I think that's what's behind your shoulder there, right? Is that what you placed back there?
Oh no, he's talking about this.
Oh, no.
Oh, what's
This is
that?
just a bear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they are off a fairly new album for you, correct? Or
Yes. So that album kind of came together. It's actually some older tracks that we had laying around, some stuff that Sam had, some things that I had recorded on my own, and we kind of had like a pretty decent stockpile of older material, within the last couple years anyway, and we just started like realizing that some of the stuff that I had done, some of the stuff Sam and Huff had done together, sort of had a certain quality, a certain vibe, and it kind of fit together. So we just sequenced them, took some time, and put something together that kind of represented what we were doing at the time and kind of what we were going for. So, and Slip a While was kind of like the poppy one of the bunch. It just kind of seemed like a good single to push. So we sort of built the record around Slip a While and Flashlight, which Flashlight's one that Huff sings lead on, and it's kind of a little bit more grand of a track. So we kind of like that, have Slip a While. It's like kind of a short, simple poppy song, and then one that has a little more depth to it in Flashlight. So we just kind of formed the record around those.
and how many tracks are on the record?
7.
Okay, so before we go any further, I do want Scott, if you could point straight down for me. There you go, right down there. It says Linktree / Cabin Full of Bears. I can't point at it. You got it. You're good. So it's linktr.ee for those of you who aren't familiar / Cabin Full of Bears, not beers, bears. What are you doing?
I'm trying to highlight it, but
Are you trying to Vanna White it? Is that?
yes.
I may have just aged all of us there.
We're the wrong shirt for that, brother.
Yeah.
Needs a plunging neckline, but anyway. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our first break, and when we come back, our only break tonight because we had to shorten it. When we come back, I am going to hit you with some Build a Scene and Pennsylvania Rock Show type questions. You're probably not prepared for those. So,
Oh, jeez.
So we'll be right back. Hey everyone, it is Bill, and you're tuned in to the Pennsylvania Rock Show. And I am about to tell you about upcoming ticket giveaways and some shows we gave tickets away to already. And at the end, I will be giving away 2 tickets to a show for the Alt Rocks at Jurgles on May 17th. So coming up this week, we've already given away tickets to Shredfest with Obscura at Preserving Underground and Filter at Jurgles. And May 10th, that Filter show is May 9th. May 10th, we have Zilch and their 20th anniversary union show with special guest Scale and Divine Tragedy at the Craft House. May 15th, we have Crowbot. We gave away tickets to that show last week at the Craft House. Tonight, I already mentioned we're going to do the Alt Rocks at Jurgles. Blood Union, Dying Breed, A Common Crown at Jurgles on May 22nd. We gave those away already. We're giving away tickets to the Altered Egos on June 13th. We'll be giving those away next week. The week after that, for June 17th show, we're giving away tickets to Clutch with Tyler Bryant and the Shakedown and Nate Bergman at the Ruby Amphitheater. That is in West Virginia. June 20th, we have 2 tickets to give away to Fear. Google them. I bet you'll realize who they are and probably haven't really thought about them recently, but 40 years of more beer with the fear at Preserving. We're giving those away on the 26th of May. June 27th, we have tickets for Slaughter with Truck Stop and Post Traumatic, giving those away in June. Also in June, we're giving away tickets to the July 9th show with Rocket Mafia. There are some local bands on that one. I keep saying that I need to look that up. Buddy Guy at the Capitol Theater, legendary Buddy Guy at the Capitol Theater, giving those away in June. That is a July 16th show. July 25th, we have 2 tickets for you to see the Billy Price Band at the Craft House, giving those away in June also. Sweet with Creedmoor's Rattlebones at Jurgles. Those will be the last ones that we give away in June, June 30th. That is July 31st show. We have 2 tickets for Striper at Jurgles. Bill Toms and Hard Rain with VZH and M Acoustic Union. I'm giving those away in July. It's an August 23rd show. Sister Hazel with the Sages at Jurgles, August 27th show. September 24th, Lita Ford at Jurgles. And then October 21st, we have Mushroom Head with Psycho Stick. And once again, just head to musicfrom412.com for more information. And this week, we only had one person sign up. So I better do a better job of getting the word out, I guess. But Keith Laydig, you signed up. You are the only one on the list. So check your email. You'll be receiving an email on how to get those tickets to see the Alt Rocks on May 17th at Jurgles. With that said, we're going to head back to our interview with Cabin Full of Bears right here on the Pennsylvania Rock Show. Oh, and don't forget to head over to Drusky Entertainment and purchase tickets to some of those shows that we already gave tickets away to, because they're awesome shows. And unfortunately, you missed your chance to get those tickets for free. Once again, join me each and every Monday night at 9 p.m. to see if you have won. musicfrom412.com/contests. Hey, it's Bill again. We are headed into the second segment, which is going to be our last segment of the interview with Cabin Full of Bears here on episode 772. I forgot to tell you, you were listening on the radio side to Reality Sweet and their song Insane, and Dead End Streets and their song Romiette, like Romeo and Juliet combined Romiette. If you haven't heard it and you're just tuning in, you need to go check that one out. All of the songs we've listened to so far and bands you need to go check out, but that one's kind of cool. We're going to come back right now with Cabin Full of Bears, 3 members. Who isn't here tonight? You told me some of them were shy. You can call them out now.
I'm gonna call out Sam. Sam's shy. He's allergic to being talented, I think.
Yeah.
Great guy though.
All right, so I warned you that I was going to hit you with some build to scene questions. We're going to do that first. I have 2 that I ask every show. The first one is, what is the best pizza you've had because you're a musician? So you have to relate it to something you did as a band, whether it's this band or a different band, but like at a show, on your way to a show, recording sessions, rehearsals.
So I'm not big on pizza these days, but that's just tough. I had pizza with Limp Bizkit when they were coming up. It was at Papa John's, so it wasn't that good. And I had to f and pay. How about that? Anyway, let's skip that. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe playing back in the days when I lived in Pittsburgh and we jam. I lived on McKee Place, and we go up the alleyway. There's a little alley beside my house. We go up the alley to Larry and Carol's. I don't know if it's even still there in Oakland on Semple.
I have no idea.
Their pizza late night was really good.
Was that the place that had like the $4 pies?
Yeah.
I think I've had that. That was back when I was playing in bands with
that might be what's coming to mind for me.
I don't know. My favorite thing to do is fun. What?
The bowling alley.
Oh yeah.
Brookfield Bowling Alley.
Yeah,
Brookfield Lane's Pizza.
That's true.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my thing is I always have like this affinity for like finding like good gas station pizza. There's been like places where like you just wouldn't expect it, you know? But yeah, anyway, but yeah, kind of on a similar note, like the bowling alley has like amazing pizza. So like yeah, right here in town.
I recently found a BP station. I don't know what that would be considered there. It's right before you get on 28 in like Natrona Heights, which
Yeah,
some of you may know where I mean.
I do.
And I actually just found out that one of my students' families owns that gas station, which I didn't know when I decided I liked the pizza, but that makes it even better.
There used to be a store right across from my house the whole time.
Oh yeah,
my
dude.
entire life.
Hilltop Pizza. Man.
Hilltop Pizza was the best.
That was
too.
the best gas station pizza I've ever had.
Yeah, and
My
then
favorite pizza I've ever had.
when they did that whole road project, they took it out, and no more Hilltop Pizza.
Yeah.
No more convenience for me to walk across the street.
Times they are changing.
How about you, Justin?
Shout out to John's Pizza in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. That's the best 3 o'clock
Is that right?
in the morning pizza that you can possibly get.
All right, all right.
Was that a college stop?
Yeah, that was like they literally only catered to drunk college kids at 2 o'clock in the morning. Their business hours were like 11 o'clock at night to like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was awesome.
I want to say, was it I think it was Edinburgh. It's either Edinburgh or what's the one starts with a G that's up that way too? Can't remember.
Is it Grove City, Geneva?
Nah, neither of those.
No.
Anyway, my brother went to visit a college, and when they were leaving,
Gannon.
Yes, it wasn't Gannon though. It definitely has to be Edinburgh, because I have credits at Gannon. I would have remembered if that's where he was taking a shot at. But when they got back in the car, he said to my parents, "Do you have everything that we came here with?" And they were like, "What?" He goes, "We are never coming back here again."
Jeez.
Anyway, next question. Who's your Dave Grohl? In other words, who do you want to go on stage with and perform one of their original songs?
Wow.
Who would I want to go on stage with
Yep.
the original artist
And
perform with them?
Yes.
Correct.
Wow.
That's
You know, this might be a kind of an easy way out, but I'd probably go with Robert Pollard. Gotta buy voices.
The Western
think
Freeway
that'd be-
band says Western Freeway, obvious.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, we I did a little collaboration with those guys. I've met a lot of cool artists on Threads, Instagram's like text-based platform, and so yeah, it's cool. Like a lot of people from like other countries and stuff, get on there, and did a little collaboration with them and this other band, Come Over Beethoven, from the UK. So yeah, definitely shout out to Mark from Western Freeway for sure.
I bought you all that time and you're still breathing heavy.
I could go on a list a mile long. Maybe like Radiohead, like Tom York, but I might be a little intimidated to do that.
Yeah, no way. I would never step on stage with those guys.
Ben Queller, but I've kind of already been on stage with him. I guess maybe Dave Grohl.
Yeah, Dave Grohl. Yeah, why not?
I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool. Or
I'd like to have a beer with Dave Grohl.
maybe The Cure.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Although Robert Smith kind of scares me these days.
No way.
You'd go on stage with Spoon, too.
Spoon, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go on stage with pretty much anyone.
Yeah.
He's like the champion that goes out in the ring in wrestling and says, "I'll fight anybody in the back."
Yeah,
That's it, man.
that's me. Yeah.
Okay, so
What
I
about you,
really,
Justin?
really, really hate to do this, but we have to go. So I'm going to ask you one more question,
Okay.
and that's what's coming up. And I know one of those shows is close to me, and I might show up depending on what my schedule looks like.
Well, I hope you do, because
Yeah,
then I might
that's
hire
it.
you for some photos.
Well, see, that would make it much easier to show up, but
Okay. Millville Fest, Millville Music Fest coming up May 16th and 17th. We play the 16th at 8 o'clock on the Moosehead stage at the Double L Bar.
And if you're not familiar, it's like 300 bands over 2 days in Millville. Go early if you want to park.
And a free event. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Some shows maybe around the burg, Lawrenceville. We're having a couple of shows maybe setting up in Lawrenceville. Don't want to give away any locations yet because we don't, we're not official on that.
We have a cool local thing coming up.
Yes.
In Somerville, PA, which is like just outside of Brookville, just this like little town, but they pull together like all the local bands from like around like the near counties. It's called Barrage Fest. And that's on July 25th and 26th. We're playing on that Friday, the 25th. That's always a really cool time. That was actually our first show back together last year. Friends of ours that were headlining actually had to drop out because the lead singer got bit by a tick and was hospitalized. And so we reached out just to see if they needed anyone to fill time, and we were actually rehearsing for a later show in the summer, and we ended up just like having this one fall in our lap, and so it was a great return.
And we're working on a full-length album that we hope to have done by summer. That might be ambitious.
Yeah, it's always we always think that we're gonna be more productive than we are.
The balance between writing, recording, and practicing for shows, it's all over. And speaking of that album, shout out to Shed Sound Studios for some of the recording.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I have 12 minutes to get this on the radio. So we are gonna cut it short. You're gonna hear me do some live DJing towards the end of the radio. That doesn't happen very often because of the format of how everything works out, but it's gonna happen tonight. If you are tuned in for the first time and you want to hear the songs I mentioned earlier, including Cabin Full of Bears, and to hear me do some live DJing at the tail end of the show, go to buildingscene.com/radio in about 12 minutes, and that'll be happening. I want to thank Cabin Full of Bears for hanging out with me tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
We appreciate it.
You're welcome. And once again, it's Linktree/Cabin Full of Bears. And I noticed that on that Linktree, there is all kinds of places where you can go and find their music. So make sure you go do that. Go see them in Millville and any other upcoming shows. And make sure you reach out to them and find out where you can get some of the merch, because we didn't get to talk about that tonight. With that said, we're going to head off into the evening interview-wise. Next week on the show is Joey Connor of the band Black Ridge. And I will see you next time.
Thanks.